We are built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.
No escaping this. No escaping this. No escaping this. No one's ready to deal with us. No escaping this. No escaping this. No escape. No one's ready to deal with us. No escaping this. No escaping this. No escape. No one's ready to deal with us. No escaping this. No escaping this. No escape. No one's ready to deal with us. No escaping this.
Podcast on Built for This Network, hosted by my man HRap.
Thank you for tuning in. And once again, it's on. I am, as you know, HRap. This is Built for This Network. You are tuning in to a podcast called The End of the Bench, Build and Destroy, where I take my time and hopefully we come up with some solutions to how to build the community and destroy the lies and the propaganda about our community. As you know, this is a podcast. I say it every week. I want people to understand this is a podcast. The reason I say that is because each and every week somebody says, hey man, I missed your show. And I'm forced to say, hey, no, you didn't. It is a podcast. It's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I continue to say that because I continue to hear it. If I stop hearing it, I'll stop saying it. Then we'll move forward. With that being said, you know what I do at the top of every show. Every single solitary show. I have to let you know that besides the fact that I'm Captain Obvious in this podcast, I have to acknowledge my family members. Without my family members, there is no me. Family members and the people who mean something to me, who mean everything to me, and my ancestors who helped put me in this position. Without them, there is no me. And to acknowledge them, I am bringing down blessings and protection, and I'm sending up respect. Excuse me. I'm sending up respect. Much better. I'm sending up respect and out respect to everybody connected to the Whitmore family. Pollard, Bailey, Turner, Cotton, Chris, Lansdowne, Ligon, Duncan, and the Williams clan. That is my mother, my father, my brothers, my sisters, nieces, and nephews, cousins, and everybody involved with making me who I am, along with Michelle Smith in the building. Much love. Now, as usual, I want to salute the people who was on the show Tuesday. Tuesday was a show about mental wellness. Tuesday was a show, and if you want to see it, you just go to YouTube, check me out, and you'll see me on YouTube screaming, yelling, belly aching and everything I do on the live show. But what I want to do is thank the people who was on there. You talk about Rated Kev, Big Ben, Ben, aka Trey, Ivan, and there was a couple other people. I'm sorry. I got a million things on my mind. I got the show on my mind. So please, if I got your name, as my girl Gigi, podcast sister says, charge it to my head, not my heart. Thank you very much for being on the show. I got a couple things in the oven cooking. I got a homeboy who wanna do another forum. I might even let him run the forum. He may not know how to do it. He says he don't know how to do it, but we'll figure it out. But shout out to the people in the background who are listening. Shout out to the people who are on the Spreaker app listening. I need you to hit the like button and then hit the share button. Tell a friend to tune in. Now, with that being said, man, I got a short show today. It may be short, depending on how long I start belly aching and bellowing about the foolishness that goes on in the United States of America, which is annoying, right? Exactly, man. It's a lot, man. Let's first and foremost, I want to make something clear. I get this a lot. I've gotten it in my entire life. This is a statement that has been made my entire life. How don't you like white people? Which is a damn fool statement. I don't have time to hate anybody. If you know me, I'm a loud, bombastic type of guy. I'm in your face kind of guy, but you've never known me. People who know me don't know I don't really walk around hating people. I just like some things, but I don't walk around hating people. And occasionally you may hear me make the statement, white people. White people is a made-up construct. You're either from, example, England, Ireland, Portugal, Spain, Germany, one of the Slavic countries, so forth and so on, Greece, Asia, Mongolia, Russia. You're not a white person, just like I'm not a black person. I'm a person who's born in the Western hemisphere of the world, on the continent called North America, in a country called the United States. I'm not a black person. So these color-coded constructs mean nothing to me. But if you hear me say the term white people, those are the people who promote hate. They are technically black and white, discrimination, despair, and unfair treatment of human beings. Now, why you call them white? Hey, man, the people in charge are traditionally labeling themselves that nonsense because they've been wrapped up in the foolishness as well. I don't want you to think I hate anybody, and if you do, after I said this, guess what? Sucks to be you. But I do want to set it out there because, contrary to popular belief, HRap got some cool white friends, real friends. Not hey, I know him. Like Shannon Sharp. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. Like Shannon Sharp once said last week, if you don't understand and have any empathy for the pain of these people, you don't know black people. You don't have no friends that are black. You know some black people. So when I make these statements, it is kind of broad and ambiguous, but what I am talking about the people in power and what I am going to do, I'm working on this as a person who's speaking on a regular basis and expressing himself, because what I've noticed is people will take a segment of what you say and try to make it the entire circumference of your statement, and that's not cool. So what I'm doing is working on speaking my mind at a rudimentary level. That way you can't tear it down, because if you can't tear it down at that point, you're forced to absorb it, hear what I'm saying, and then move forward, digest it, process it, and then at that point it's your fault if you misunderstand. As for now, I'm going to take that responsibility, right? Now, with that being said, we are in a situation to whereas, as I stated, Tuesday's show was about mental health. And then guess what? The New York Times, who was the Wall Street Journal, one of those New York papers, they put out a article about how bigotry and health are tied in. Bigotry and hate and poor health are tied in. So it seems that conversation that me and the brothers who were on the show Tuesday was right on time. I knew nothing about it before Wednesday. Then I found out about Wednesday, and I was like, hey, that's the ancestors rocking with your boy again, right? And I do believe that every time I have a show, I think about how it's affecting us, and I'll go, hey, and this ties in. I go, that's the ancestors guide me in. Shout out to Professor Karen Hunter. Shout out to Dr. Greg Carr for introducing me to that concept. Thank you. Now, with that being said, everything being said and everything being included, what I want to do is this. Continue about this. The bigotry in the United States of America is causing you a health disparity. If you don't believe that, it's causing stress. What the stress calls your organs, vital organs, to work harder. Your blood pressures to rise. What does high blood pressure mean? It means your blood pressure. That means pallets are sticking to the arteries and then your vessels, and then now the blood is flowing a little slower. If the blood flows slower, your thinking is slower. Your reaction is slower. And if that's slower, you're not functioning properly. If you're not functioning properly, you are slowly dying. This is why I had to show money, because, again, as I stated, shout out to the women of the community, especially my sisters, black women, people who support me, black women, friends and family members, black women. Y'all on top of it. Every time I turn around, who raised me? Black woman, the ladies in my family I look out for now. It's because they did such a good job raising me. Whether you believe it or not, they did a dope job. But these are the people who support me. My significant other, it's just so many people out there that take care of you, boy, and they're women. You know what I mean? So they have an apparatus, little groups and things of that nature, and they know how to not power up and kill themselves. Man, we don't do such a good job because, as I stated on the Tuesday show, we've been indoctrinated into a world in which you fall, you hurt yourself, and you're not taught to acknowledge that pain. Hey, suck it up, you're a boy, don't worry. But now we're also being taught this foolishness about bigotry. That's made up. That was back in the day. The racial dynamic has changed. You guys just want to hold on to it. And then you continue to see things happen to people that look like me and you. And then you got people telling you to adjust who you are and not be who you are so you can fit into this dynamic. So now you're suppressing who you are. You're suppressing who you are to create peace out here. So when you suppress in here to make peace out here, the peace is out here, but the chaos is inside of you. That chaos is inside of you, stresses you out, and you die. Period. And it is a study like that. It is a study to confirm what I'm saying. I'm just not shooting from the hip. Your favorite people in the world is what the homie Steve always say. A white guy told you that, so now you're going to believe it. So maybe Steve right. I believe him. But I'm just saying, we must learn to adjust. Because another thing, we must learn to unplug. A lot of us, we enjoy this thing called social media, whether it be Twitter, whether it be Instagram, whether it be the wicked Facebook that destroys relationships and all. Stop it. Hit you in the head with a Snapple bottle. But we enjoy these things. They should be enjoyed. They're amenities. They're fun. They're reuniting people. Oh man, I haven't seen you in 20 years. I've been wondering what's up with you, so forth and so on. So we're enjoying them. But something else comes along. You get the Fox News, the ABC News, NBC, CBS News, CNN, MSNBC. You get these, what I call trauma porn. You see people that look like me and you and everybody throughout our diaspora. You see them murdered. You see them injured on TV. And the story is being repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated. And it becomes normal. And then you start not liking yourself because then it becomes like today. I saw someone deface the George Floyd mural in Minnesota and said niggas' lives don't matter, right? Yeah, I said the N-word, but I said it for a fact. But they said that. And one of my more intelligent friends said it was probably a black person that did that. And it's like a default mechanism. Anytime something is wrong, we've bought into the propaganda about us so much that we blame ourselves. And that is killing you as well. Because if you don't like you, how can someone else like you? How can someone else show you love? How can somebody else deal with you? How can somebody else reach out to you or uplift you when you're in a bad place? Because you don't even want to do it. Because when you see some potential bad. This is wrong. You see that. So explain to me how other people are supposed to do it. So this is what I'm talking about. This is how they're slowly destroying you. And they are using you to destroy you. How about that? They're using you to destroy you and it's their agenda, and you have purchased a front row seat to the foolishness. That's sad, man. It's sad. We have to deprogram ourselves from this situation because guess what? You rarely see how great you are on television. You rarely see how great you are on the radio. You rarely see a representative of how great you are. Period, man. And that is a sad situation. When was the last time somebody told you, man, you are awesome, and they were not trying to get something from you? Seriously. Seriously, when? It is not a reoccurring thing, but hey, we see people get murdered. We see people getting shot. We like here in Chicago, and what I've seen throughout the United States of America, where we are heavily populated, Los Angeles, the South, it's been it's been a wave of violence. But guess what? It's also been a wave of people starting businesses. It's also been a wave of people helping people. And you don't see that on TV, and you don't hear about that. And why is that? Why is that? Because this is a plan. This is a plan for the disenfranchised and among us and other communities to hurt themselves. Seriously, it really is. How? Because I'm old enough to remember when the news was about informing you, giving you information, and you can go yay or nay. Now it's just one thing. If you're not seeing young 14-year-old black people going to college, 14, 4 years before a traditional person doing it. You're not seeing young black men and women start businesses. You're not seeing like the young brother King Randall starting a school. He's not the only guy doing that. But all you see is you hurting people that look like you, destroying people that look like you, and then you wonder why you have some type of psychological. This has some type of psychological effect on you and your community because you keep telling the people around you that they're not worth anything, and when you tell those people that they're not worth anything, they respond in the manner in which it looks like they're not worth anything, and they are. I personally talked to a young brother this week, random young brother. And he was like, man, I needed that, man. He's listening right now. Shout out to the young brother, man. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. But we don't do that enough. You know how these people are. You know how that people are. My city is one of the stupidest cities in regards to that. He's on the south side. He's on the west side. He's on the north side. And it's y'all don't know how to act. He don't know how to act. And this guy's this sexual orientation and yada yada yada, this, that, and the third, and everybody's doing everything they can to separate themselves from being who they are instead of joining together, uniting, and putting themselves in the best possible situation so they can excel. That's a sad commentary on us because that means we purchased the ticket for front row seats of the destruction of a community. You don't need millions of dollars to be happy. You don't need millions of dollars to. Before I even say it, continue that. Would I like $1 million? You damn right I would like $1 million. But you know what? I'm still be okay without $1 million. Would I like it? Hell yeah. $1 million solve 100% of my problems. Because guess what? Okay, let's say I got health issues. I got high ass blood pressure. Blood pressure high as 747, right? This the truth. This is the honest to God truth. Blood pressure high as 747. As we speak, I'm taking pills. You know what I'm saying? Taking pills 3 times a day, peeing every 5 fucking minutes, right? Okay, if I had $1 million, I would have a chef. I could have a chef. I would have the best of foods. I would have a less stressful life. I could relax more. So don't get me wrong, but to be without, I'm still a happy dude, man. I got people who care about me. Look, you get to the point where you feel, I was just talking to a new friend, a good brother. And I was telling him I may have elevated. And I thank God I met that brother. Because he is part of the reason I'm going up. And he tells me I'm pushing him up. And these are the things, hopefully, I'm pushing you up a little bit. And then you listen to what I'm saying. So, and then You listen to me, and I'm gonna say some silly stuff, and maybe you laugh. I don't know. And then we laugh together. We move and shake and take care of each other and continue the cycle of uplifting, right? So that's what we do. So we don't need millions of dollars. Hey, hell yeah. If everybody who hears my voice and 400 people that hear them, if each one of y'all told 400 people and that enlightened them and so forth and so on, we all would be uplifted and we'll be okay. But money ain't gonna make you happy because it's just gonna make you more of what you are. If you a jerk, you're gonna be a financially sound jerk. If you are a pleasant person, you're gonna be a financially sound pleasant person. If you got a million jokes, you got more time to tell jokes. So don't let people trick you into believing, oh, he's just a delivery guy. Oh, he just works for UPS. Oh, he's a bus driver. What kind of person? Well, no, I don't want to hang out with that. I'm up here. Everybody, let me tell you something. Shout out to my happy belated heavenly birthday. And shout out to my late cousin Vincent Williams. We used to laugh and joke and signify and talk about each other all the time. But one of the things he got from my grandfather, our grandfather, God don't make no blanks. And what that means is you are special in your own way no matter what. You don't need $1 million to be special. You don't need $1 billion to be special. You don't need nothing to be happy. You just need good people around you. And that's why I keep saying it's that thing that went around our culture and just went through our culture with this no new friends. Are you outside of your god darn mind? I'm trying not to cuss y'all. Your boy trying to elevate. But you need new people because they know something you don't know. You know something they don't know. And the world keeps evolving and we keep elevating, man. And that's the key. So with this bigotry that's going on, look, we being under attack. And the rest of this show is primarily about the bigotry that's going on in the United States of America. And it's affecting us and us first. Because for whatever reason, I guess it's because we the dopest. Yeah. If you think you're the dopest, then you're wrong. And you can feel that way. You got your opinion. I got my opinion. You got your wrong ass opinion. So there it is. We the dopest, right? But by us being the backbone of the United States of America, whether it be financially, spiritually, culturally, fashion-wise, entertainment, this dope-ass show, tell your friend to tell a friend to tune in, share, hit the like button, hit the share button on Spreaker.com, subscribe to Bill for this network. If you're looking at me on YouTube, hit the like button and share with your people too. Now, but because we built this joint, they gotta attack the backbone first. If you was in a fight with somebody, you would attack the spine. If you break somebody's back, they can't move, right? So we're the people that consistently fight. They beat us into the ground psychologically now, not so much physically. You don't really deal with the Ku Klux Klan. You deal with the Ku Klux media, and they don't have lynchings anymore. They have murders by police officers and random citizens, and they get away with it, and that psychologically bothers you. Back to the original thing, health triggers bigotry, triggers health issues, and then you move in a downward spiral instead of moving in an elevational spiral. But we're not going to deal with that anymore. But as I stated, we're going to continue to elevate, and we're going to move forward. We don't have time for this, but they attack us because they know if we can get the toughest dog to bow down, the rest of the dogs will lay down. And that's what's going on. That's what's going on. If you don't believe me, for all those, bumped into this guy, he was a black Trump supporter. He already thrown off, if you ask me. You supporting Donald Trump on the real side, and you trying to convince me. And then me and him, we having this conversation. We in the line at the store. And he talking, and I'm like, and then I low-key read my resume to him, shot this. I work for this, as my man Steve said, I work for this big, important white company, Reuters International, largest media organization in the world. It's the USA Today for the rest of the world. They got offices in every city, every country in the world. Offices in every city in the United States. Reuters, they there. Or in every state, at least 50 of them. If you're heavily populated, they got more than one. because they tell the world the news. Their claim to fame is they told the world that Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. That's how old they are. That's how powerful a media organization they are. They deal with real-time data. What's happening right now, they want the world to know. So I let them know, bam. Let them know, Washington Post, bam. Oh, well, you work there. Now all of a sudden, this dumbass dude who you thought was a dumbass dude in the grocery store, and you just randomly talking to him, well, actually Walgreens, and he telling me about, because he heard Karen Hunter playing, oh, Maxine Waters ain't this, and da-da-da-da. Look, bro, I don't trust none of the damn politicians. And then he started telling me about Trump, and then he made the mistake of saying that Trump did more for black people than anybody. I said, like what? Well, look what he did for HBCUs, and that's when he went wrong. I said, you mean like the funding, the HBCUs that he sent out? Yeah, it's also so you know. I said, no, I know Alma Adams, a black woman, wrote that bill, and as you were talking down about politicians, he did the same thing most politicians do, and took credit for a black woman's work, and now you big upping him for it. And I know he got been sued for racial discrimination because he didn't want black people handling his money, and he want black people living on his property. But he doing good for black people now. Right, David Duke is doing good for black people too. But see, this is why you don't listen to statistics and listen to surface information. You must delve deeper. Even anything I tell you, you need to go a little deeper in regards to this, and then you be a better person. You have more information. You enhance the people around you. I'm not an encyclopedia. I'm talking to you about my opinions and how I see things. And I'm also giving you information. But besides those self-programming brothers like that and the other people who are uninformed and everybody who makes the world go around, if you doubt that, for one, we need to start training our young people, and you've heard me say this on the show, if you got an 8, 9-year-old, he's a little loquacious, meaning talks a lot. I had to throw that in. I saw that on the movie somewhere, and I had to throw that in the show. He talks a lot, and he's always in things. Maybe he needs to be a politician. We need to start grooming young people to be politicians, grooming people to be cops. See, if we are going to stay here, and most of us are, what we need to do is engage in the process and get some semblance of control, because we'll never gain full control of this racist situation in the United States of America. We're never going to do it, but we need to get our foothold into it and make as much peace as we can. That way, we won't be subjected 100% to the tyranny of these people. The man Pataz in the chat room, he is a former member of the, excuse me, I almost disrespected him. He is a member of the Nation of Islam. And he's going to be able to relate to what I'm about to say solely, or 100%, I should say. Do for self or suffer for the consequences. And that's what we've been doing for the last 400 years. Suffering the consequences of not doing for ourselves. And then for the last 55 years, we've been suffering the consequences because we bought into a lie. Governor Santos, the governor of Florida, he has created an all-out war against our community. Sister Karen Hunter wouldn't say it. Brother Clay Kane wouldn't say it. Sister LaRee Favors, my elders. He's not my brother. He's my elder. Joe Madison, he wouldn't say it either, because they are media people, and they have more professionalism, and they're not gonna speak like I speak. But Governor Santos in Florida, if you got your ass out and voted, you wouldn't be dealing with this. Just created a bill. He just signed a bill that stated it's an all-out war against people who stand up for themselves. Now, who were the people standing up for themselves over the last year? Because in about a month, what's today's date? One day, a day and a month and a day. Our brother was killed a month and a day from now, and it was also the 100. It will be the 100-year anniversary of people who believe in this white imagination, because there is no superiority, and it destroyed one of our towns. It was also a 1 year after what was called the Red Summer, when white folks all over the nation destroyed towns and attacked us in several places throughout the United States of America. If you like, after the show, I'll read these towns to you so you can understand what's going on. What the Governor DeSantis, and they trying to pass the same law in Oklahoma, he made it legal to, if you're afraid in your car and you run up on a protest, it's legal in Florida to run you over. Isn't that what they did in Carolina when they ran over that Jewish woman? Now that's legal in the state of Florida. If you're afraid, see, they continue to create these back doors so you can be hurt and nothing can happen. Can happen. Nothing can happen if they hurt you. Now, this will affect disenfranchised white folks, Latino folks, Asian folks, and anybody else, but it's going to hurt us the most because they kick our drawers and our behinds first, and they attack us first. How is that possible? What determines you can run somebody over in a riot, and a riot is a gathering of 3 or more people that looks dangerous. Listen to that. So you could just see 3 black dudes on the street, run them over. Me and 2 of the homies could be crossing the street, and you could decide it's time. I'm scared and run them over and get away with it in Florida. And they trying to pass it in Oklahoma. So if you are in a group of 3 or more, and they could determine that it's a riot, and the person in the car, it says I'm scared, or they could just hate your ass because of what you look like, they can run your ass over in Florida, and Governor DeSantis says cool. How many of y'all saw that on the news? That's an attack on you, because everybody on earth, most people, all the good people on earth, a little more than 1 month and 1 day ago, 334 days ago, they said, we sick of that nonsense they doing in America. Do you see what they did to that black man? You see what they did to that black man? That's crazy. Let's go support that dude. And the whole world stood up. Germany, all the countries in all the 53 countries in Africa with technology. Australia, China, everybody said that's wrong. So if the whole world knows you're doing something wrong, and the governor of a state in your country says it's okay to kill you if you get together and protest, then what does that tell you? You're trying to violate the Third Amendment? Freedom of assembly. Freedom of assembly, y'all. But see, everybody, freedom of I get to keep my gun. Well, guess what? How about this? This is going to sound insanely violent, and this is going to sound way too aggressive to some of you. But how about this? This is the point when we start getting these we get these conceal and carries, right? And if you run at me with your car, I'ma pop you. Because I was scared. Right? And that's it. See, these are the things that we are a peaceful, art-loving, developing community. We are not violent. We are not inherently violent. It is not built in us. We're not genetically predisposed to hurt people. That's why we're in the situation we're in now. But at some point, we're going to have to wake up and fight back, because we need people like Governor DeSantis and the governor in Oklahoma, and then it's going to be a governor in Michigan. Then it's going to be a governor in West Virginia, and it's going to be a trickle-down effect, and you're going to be hurt because we're not paying attention to what these evil, malicious, demonic people are doing. And again, all you have to do, if you think I'm talking about one specific group of people, they got some brothers working for them too. And I will always say this, all skin folk ain't kin folk. Period. You might look like me, but you ain't down for what I'm down for. I'm down for the uplifting of humanity. My folks, I'm down for my tribe, first and foremost. And then once my tribe gets comfortable, I'm going to help your tribe. But I got to get some foundation in my tribe before I help your tribe. Period. Now, another thing. Realize what's going on around you. You are being under attack by some of the institutions that you want your kids to go to. When you live in impoverished communities and disenfranchised communities, these universities that are around us are attacking us and making us homeless. You don't believe this? Doctor, here's Exhibit 1 or Exhibit A, the first thing. Most of us live in communities that we're near a university, a historically white university, a powerful university, a university with mad money. And most of us live in places where those universities have purchased the land and made a lot of us homeless. You don't believe that? We're one of the smallest groups in the country, and we're according to the stimulus, not the what is it, the census. I mean, but there's not a lot of, contrary to popular belief, there are not a lot of brothers and sisters that live in the state of California. But 63% of the homeless people in Los Angeles look like this. One of the reasons they do that is these big time universities. I've experienced it. I haven't experienced homelessness, but I've experienced what I'm going to say. What these big time universities do is, let's start at the beginning. First and foremost, these big giant powerful universities, they are near the hood. USC is near the hood. South Central, USC is near the hood. So when you got USC near the hood, they're buying up stuff around the hood. USC is a non-for-profit university. Most universities are non-for-profit. What does that mean? That means that they don't pay taxes. And when they don't pay taxes, they're gobbling up this land. I'll bring it right back here to Chicago. The first address I ever lived, 1655 West Hastings. No longer exists as a parking lot. 1336 West Paulina, where my aunt used to live. It is a parking lot. I used to live in 1209 South Racine. The University of Illinois, University of Chicago, Illinois owns that land. My grandmother's house, 1942 West Washburn. It is a crime lab now. Every address in my immediate family, where my immediate family lived, is either something that's run by the university or something that's owned by the university. And they're not paying taxes. But what the university will do is buy something near my family, build something, and guess what? Your grandmother lives, like my grandmother, she lived there. Guess what? My grandmother can no longer afford to live there. Guess why? Because when the university lived there, the property, they built something there, and it was state of the art. And you go, oh, what a beautiful situation. And then the property tax go up. Property tax that they're not paying. And then your grandmother who's retired, or your grandparents who are retired, or your mother who's about to retire, she can't afford to live there no more because the property tax that they're not even paying has gone up. And then they send somebody in. Hey, Mr. Pollard, Mr. Whitmore, Miss Williams, Miss Hampton. Y'all want to sell this because yada yada. Well, we know you can't afford this $10, $11, $12,000 taxes, and y'all seniors, we'll buy y'all out for a big giant amount of money. And then they own your shit, and now where you gonna go? Instead of having legacy there, where you done had 3 or 4 generations there, and that house been passed down, and it is generational wealth, you have to go. Some of us are being, they use this magical term, eminent domain. And then you are out, and you are 67% of your population that is homeless is in LA, and you got people in cold ass Chicago on Chicago Avenue living under a viaduct, tents. But these universities, they stand around and go, we're here to educate. You want to come here and you want to owe Sally Mae all this damn money, and you can't get rid of it. But we're the good guys. We're helping medically. We're helping agriculturally. We're teaching the future. And you're putting out the past to pasture. Because guess what? You got senior citizens like my aunt. I'm not going to say her name, but everybody know my aunt. If you know me, you know my aunt. And if you don't, sucks to be you. She's in a senior building right now. And at some point, we're going to have to move up out of there because they got hoodlums in the damn senior buildings. My son drives past to say, he called her and say, what's going on? All these people outside your building. Now they done turn a senior building into what we used to call a project. Why is it 45, 35, 25-year-old people living in what used to be called a senior building? Bananas. So now it's mixed income, and my aunt ain't safe. But they built the United Center down the street, and Malcolm X College is right there. And they built a new Malcolm X College across the street, so they built up the property value. So everybody from Damon, Hoyne, Levitt, Oakley, then they building condos all around here, and the property tax finna go way up, and there's gonna be some homeless brothers and sisters over here. So this is what these universities are doing. They ain't paying no property tax. They ain't doing nothing, but they are part of the system. They part of the machine to get your black ass out of here. And nobody, you don't see that on the news, do you? But it's real. It's really happening. And then, how about this? You scared to move to the suburbs, because when you move to the suburbs, you get big white boys like the sergeant from the army. Hey, get out of my neighborhood. Now, if that young brother would have popped him or stabbed him, oh, he shouldn't have done that. He was scared, just like the police, right? Or they move you into one of these affluent suburbs, and now you're being harassed and you're being picked on, and then what? Your life is in danger. But you ain't seeing this on CNN, MSN. You're not seeing that nowhere. But it's happening. It's really happening. But nobody wants to talk about that. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's talking about it. And who is it affecting? You and I. Because people who get up and go to work every day, they get screwed in this country. Period. They get screwed in this country. And then they got you fighting. Here's the caveat. They got you fighting over color, skin, complexion, melanin, tribalism. Then they got you fighting over who you sleeping with, who you pray to, what you do after you sleep with somebody and you determine it was a bad decision. That's what they got you focusing on, while they steal your land right from up under you. They take your land right from up under you while you arguing about, oh, he's a Muslim, he's a Jehovah Witness, he's a Catholic, he's LBGTQ, and there's another couple letters. Sorry if I don't know the whole get down, no disrespect. But while we arguing about that nonsense, they taking our property. Oh, by the way, another thing, these places they moving in, this is the beauty in it. When me and Chris and Big Illinois and Steve and Andrea and Red Beauty, when we lived all on the same block, we got a whole block. It's 15, 20, 25 people on both sides of the block, right? And we all paying property taxes. And our school is getting funded, right? And the potholes are being filled, our garbage being taken out. Things are working allegedly the way they're supposed to work. And then they build that big building that they making money off of, that drive the taxes up that we can't afford, and they paying no taxes because a structure that big should cost for this much tax money, but it's not being there. And then the schools are being defunded because now we behind on our taxes. Now your schools ain't worth nothing. So now you got to try to move to someplace you can't afford because you trying to get your kids in a solid school and all this and all that, and bam, it's finger in your butt. You're getting screwed. Sorry to be so graphic, but that's what it is. But that's the way it goes, man. And they don't want to talk about this because then it blows the cap off everything, right? It does. The chicanery is being exposed. Period. So I ain't trying to hear none of that, man. Y'all want to tell me this? Y'all want me to hate other people? I ain't got time to hate everybody. I ain't got time to hate nobody because I'm trying to love my folks. Because guess what, man? Shout out to my good brother Ivan. He on the show with me on Mondays called The Forecast. Ivan made me pray all week. He didn't make me pray. He said something, and he made me pray all week, and it came true. So shout out to Ivan. Me and him know what we talking about, and that's all that counts. But this is why you need new friends. Ben invited me on the show. Ivan is on that show. We connected. He said something on the show. I started praying about it. Bam. It's over. But these are the things that I'm talking about, man. You see how he had a positive effect on me? And now I ended up helping my cousin yesterday because of that. This is why you need new friends. This is why you need to meet new people. This is why you don't need to be focusing on everybody else's personal business. You need to be focused unless you're trying to help them. But people ain't looking into other people's personal business and personal affairs and lifestyles and life choices so they can say, allow me to help you. They're looking so they can talk about you to their other friends. We got to stop. But back to how these universities are destroying the hood. Because guess what? When they build up those big structures and they're just big empty buildings or big vacant lots or whatever, there's less police people there. Because now the people who are in charge of the nefarious and illegal with the nefarious activities, they have a place to hide. Oh, I could just go over here because there ain't that many cops over here. There ain't that many people over here. And then the tax dollars are there, so the cops are somewhere else. Now the cops are somewhere else. And then the opportunities are somewhere else too. The resources are gone. The after school programs, the job placement programs and all those things are gone. And guess what? We live in a country that states that we pay taxes, so the government will provide us with opportunities, and those opportunities are gone. So there's no other option but crime, and y'all mad at the drug dealers. Be mad at the politicians. How many of y'all know that your state representative, whatever, it is his job to provide you with money so you can open a business in your community? That comes from one blah, 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 state representative, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to put him on blast. He's no longer state representative. He told me that out of his mouth. This isn't conjecture. This isn't word of mouth. This is firsthand, talking to him in his office about 12, 13 years ago. It's his job to get you money to start a business so you can bring it into that community, so you can pay taxes, so you can bring more funding to the school, so you can help your people. But the university buying land, building structures, forcing our people out, removing funding, removing tax dollars, and then we screw. And there it is. Again, this is why I keep preaching. We need to start sending out, do what we got to do to send our folks to these HBCUs. Oh man, them HBCUs ain't hurting other communities. They ain't hurting other communities because they funded, they giving you a culture. They're giving you culture. They providing opportunities. Just imagine if we put all the money into the HBCUs as we do with the North Carolinas and the Dukes and the UCLAs and the Kentuckys and the Kansases, if we did that to Jackson State, if we did that to University of Grambling, Southern University, FAMU, Morris Brown College in the building, the whole get down. Just imagine if we did that, y'all. All of a sudden, that's why they use terms like, those are stepping stone jobs to hopefully ensure that Eddie George don't stay there. Because then, hey, Eddie, you can come up here. No, I don't want to come up there. I'm where I need to be. Kenny Anderson at Fisk. George Lynch at Clark Atlanta. Ray Lewis and Ed Reed want to go to other HBCUs, bringing attention to these institutions. Why do you think they hired Hubert Davis at Carolina? Not because he was the most qualified, because they see people, these other big, if you got Hubert Davis there, he got a little cachet. You got Jerry Stackhouse at Vanderbilt, because that's who should have got the job, because Jerry Stackhouse been coaching longer than Hubert Davis, but that's neither here nor there. They both from Carolina. Why ain't Jerry Stackhouse? Because Jerry Stackhouse got this edgy personality, and they're scared of Jerry Stackhouse. But when if these brothers start picking up and taking their behinds to these HBCUs, these HBCUs start feeding these communities, and they start feeding the culture. And when they feed the culture, they enhance the culture. When they enhance the culture, your kid go down there, and he's in a culture situation where his mind is being geared towards our community and our culture, and then we bring that back to our community and our culture. We build up our community. People be scared as hell. You be scared as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. That's how scared folks would be. And that's part of the get down. That's part of the reason you are suffering, because this is the plan. And when you suffer, you hurt. And when you hurt, you lash out. When you lash out, you do nefarious things. When you do nefarious things, other people get hurt. While other people get hurt, the news comes along to tell everybody that we monsters. That's the way it goes, y'all. With that being said, I want to give y'all a break. I got a few more things to talk about. I'm going to give y'all a break about this Black History, man. I want to share and empower us to show us our greatness every week, man. Twice a week, I'm going to show a small video of how dope we are every week, and I'll be back immediately. As soon as that's over, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to show you a show that I'm a part of every Monday at 9 p.m., and then I'm going to give you some history. Two things, one where I'll be back shortly. Thank y'all for listening to the End of the Bench podcast on Built for This Network on Spreaker.com and on YouTube here, Build and Destroy, where I will do everything I can to build up our community, destroy the lies and propaganda about our community. Be back shortly.
Wings to Fly is a children's book about gaining confidence and working to succeed, told from the perspective of a young girl who loves to play basketball. She is often left out by her teammates until she meets her guardian angel who teaches her that success takes perseverance. Wings to Fly is a great read for all children. I would highly recommend this book. If you would like to make a purchase, please click on the link in my description box below.
Information was received here at the Black Panther Party National Headquarters this morning, April 2nd, from the New York Black Panther Party Minister of Information that some 10 or 12 members of the Black Panther Party in New York have already been arrested, and others are being arrested, all by surprise, with pigs having drawn guns and busting down Panther members' doors while they're sleeping. Deruba, one of the main revolutionary organizers, now has $25,000 or $30,000 bail set. The Black Panther Party is informing and calling on all the peoples of the communities across the country to scorn and denounce the action of this capitalistic government's attempts to try to destroy the Black Panther Party, which has chapters and branches all across the nation. You know what the hell they're talking about? They're lying. They're trying to destroy the leadership of the party. You know, for in the past, they've trumped up charges on me, myself, and many others. They trumped up charges even on Open 7 and many people. And they're trying to destroy the Black Panther Party. They know the Black Panther Party is a moving force for the revolutionary struggle that's going on for change. The pig power structure is being exposed by Breakfast for Children, free health clinics. You know, if it hadn't been for Huey P. Newton, there never would have been any Breakfast for Children, and they know it.
An all-out manhunt conducted by U.S. Marshals, the FBI, the CIA, and the police all work together to bring these members in. They were after members like Deruba bin Wahad, Abin Shakur, Ali Bey Hassan, and Lumumba Shakur, just to name a few. The Panther 21 trial at that time was the longest running and most expensive trial in New York. It lasted over 8 months. Each member was held on $100,000 bail, and it wasn't until January of 1970 that the first Panther was able to post bail. And that was 22-year-old Alice Faye Williams, a.k.a. Afeni Shakur. She was facing over 300 years in prison. But after doing her own extensive research, she made the conscious decision to represent herself, and she became the only Panther without a lawyer. While pregnant with Tupac, she went up against some of New York's finest and won. She earned her freedom and exposed all of the so-called evidence that they had. Afeni was always a rider. Born in Lumberton, North Carolina in 1947, her family dealt with poverty. They moved to the Bronx when she was 11 years old. One day, later in life, she heard about the Black Panther Party on the corner of 125th Street and 7th Avenue. She listened to co-founder Bobby Seale deliver a speech, and she knew right then and there everything that he was saying was something that she had to be a part of. On May 12, 1971, all 21 Panthers were acquitted in just 45 minutes. All the jury needed was 45 minutes.
I mean, the whole counterintelligence program was clearly illegal. There were illegal wiretaps, there was illegal infiltration and suborning of criminal activities on the part of law enforcement agencies. I mean, there was a whole panoply of illegal activities that were carried out by various law enforcement officials who today enjoy unprecedented credibility and prestige in various positions of government.
And you would know that well because that was directed at you.
Yes, it was.
Want to spell out what it was or how it was or how can we, what happened? I mean,
well, as I said, I was a former field secretary in the New York chapter of the Black Panther Party, and the Black Panther Party in New York City was heavily infiltrated by the New York City Police Department. Specifically, the Bureau of Special Services, the Intelligence Bureau of the New York City Police Department, had infiltrated the various militant black organizations in New York City, with special emphasis on the Black Panther Party. And there were a number of police undercover agents in the Black Panther Party. Well, the Bureau of Special Services, the New York Intelligence Unit of the NYPD, fabricated through these infiltrators certain criminal charges against the leadership. They created a scenario that would result in the indictment of Black Panther Party leadership in New York. This was known as the Panther 21 case. The New York Panther 21 case.
There were so many agents inside of the Black Panther Party, it got to a point where agents were reporting other agents committing unlawful acts. And none of them had no idea who the agents were. Nobody had no idea how deeply infiltrated the organization was. Now, what brought about the Panther 21 was all due to agents acting amongst other agents. The Panther 21 conspiracy was about blowing up police stations, department stores, railroads, and a whole bunch of other nonsense. And this was all agents talking amongst other agents trying to get people to assist in this suicidal type of mission.
Because Alhaji Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X once said that history is the best subject to reward all research. Well, when you lack a historical perspective of what has preceded you, then you are left to find your own way based on what you know. And this is exactly what the counterintelligence program did. It cut off the prior generation that was committed to struggle and social change in this country from the current generation of youth, and it has left the current generation of youth without an anchor, without information and without direction.
Yeah, that's in the black youth, and that's in the youth in general, and to a certain sense, that might be among peoples in general.
Thank you for continuing to tune in. This is your man HRap from Built for This Network. If you are listening on Spreaker.com, please find Built for This Network and subscribe and like, as well as watching me on YouTube. Build and Destroy, the End of the Bench podcast, hosted by, again, me. I'm here to uplift the community, empower the community, and make us in a better situation. That's all I need. That's it, man. I'm building the community up and destroying the lies of propaganda that surrounds our community because it's important to me. I hope you enjoyed that last piece because it's important, man. See, do you understand that it's people that live in the United States of America that believe that the Black Panther Party is for self-defense? Even though you saw in that video, it says we serve the people. It's people that run around this earth on news programs, respected media outlets that are known, that have identified the Black Panther Party self-defense as a terrorist organization. That's all I'm saying. Don't believe me. Believe your lying ass eyes. With that being said, as you saw, that was a victory because our brothers and sisters got out of that, and then you got our sister, our elder, Asada Shakur. She's part of that get down later on, and then everybody knows the story that at some point I'm gonna do the thing about Asada Shakur on that. It's too long to put in 10 minutes though. But with that being said, let me continue. You saw a trial of a bunch of our people, 21 armed people on trial. If you watch the thing in Netflix, it's another situation. The Chicago 7, same kind of situation where they had white folks and us on trial. They had our brother Bobby Seals tied up in the courtroom, gagged. Check it out. Enlighten yourself, man. Enlighten yourself. The reason I even brought that up is because we just got news from another trial. Woo! Nope. I'm not going to cheer. Nope. I'm not cheering for that. The reason I'm not cheering for that, the murderer of George Floyd was convicted. The reason I'm not going to cheer for that, the reason I'm not even this much, is if you could really see how close my fingers are to touching, not even half of that. That's not even half of that. That's how much I'm happy. The reason I'm not happy is this. If you paid attention, I think the judge is a Klans member. That's just my personal opinion. If you heard the way he was talking to the defense and talking to some of the people that that were witnesses, you'll realize what I'm talking about. I hope I'm wrong, but this judge was having empathy for the murderer, Derek Chauvin. We can call him murderer now because he's not a suspected murderer. He's not a person on trial. He's not guilty until proven innocent. He is guilty. But guilty is not, it's nothing to be shocked about. Nobody, did any of you come in at 5:15, 5:35, 45 and cheer? HRap has started his show. No, because that's what I'm supposed to do every Saturday. Every Saturday at 5 p.m. I'm supposed to be on air. Every Saturday. That's my commitment to you guys. Every Tuesday at 5 p.m. I'm supposed to be on air. You're not happy because that's what I committed to doing. At 9 p.m. Monday. Nobody's going to be like, hell yeah, HRap on, Ben on, Dog on, Wilkes on. Y'all not going to do that. Y'all going, oh man, the show's on. That's a dope show. Let me tune in. Hopefully y'all saying, yo, HRap show dope. Let me tune in. Dude, be dropping some science. Hopefully y'all saying that. But y'all not cheering. Y'all not happy because I started the show. You may be happy with some of the information I gave you. You may be uplifted with the information I gave you. And hopefully I spurred some thought. But you're not happy because I started the show. Neither should we be happy that the murderer of George Floyd is going to jail. Because I got some bad news for y'all. I read the statutes, and George Floyd murderer, if they run his sentences concurrent, he gonna be out in about 8 to 12 years. Because they weigh your past on your current conviction. He's never been convicted of any crime because he's the police officer, right? And a lot of those, they tell you he could get up to 40 years. Yeah, they usually don't slam you on your first conviction. And when you got a judge shooting down objections, and he was clearly leaning toward Derek Chauvin, how is that dude going to give you a reasonable conviction? I mean, a reasonable sentence? And then the term justice. There's no such thing as justice in a murder trial. It's just not. Justice is equal, fair. If Derek Chauvin goes to jail and George Floyd jumps up, that's fair. Just like the dude who murdered my cousin Vince. He's in jail right now. My cousin Pam, his sister, my cousin Mike, his brother, and my aunt, his mom, they not happy. They don't feel like it's no damn justice, sir. Oh yeah, another brother in the cage for doing some dumb shit. Excuse me. Doing something ridiculous. Taking a life. There's no justice. My cousin isn't here. It won't be any jokes told when I get off air about how I look, because that would be justice, because that's what Vincent would do. We ain't getting that. Just like, you think George Floyd family is gonna be happy? Yeah, they got a little relief, but George still not here. His kids still not here. And just like everything else, mainstream media takes the time to uplift somebody from another culture in the midst of what they call a victory for our community in regards to the police. Barbara Streisand gonna help out George Floyd's daughter. So, Barbara, how about this, Barbara? Babs, as they call you. How about this, Babs? You use some of your power and influence throughout the United States of America and get qualified immunity removed. You get some of this discrimination, fight against some of this discrimination, fight against some of this tyranny, fighting against all this stuff. Babs. I mean, it's what you're doing is awesome, because you don't have to help. But I'm just saying, man, these like I always tell y'all about concessions versus improvements. I ain't dissing Barbara Streisand. What she doing is she's probably a wonderful person. But I'm just saying, man, this ain't justice. Ain't no need in us being happy. Happy for what? That a cop has set the stage for another cop and all this and all that. Yeah, man, because guess what? Since in the midst of that, this white woman killed our young brother. And you got people saying, well, you never know he was going to. They always excusing the oppressor. So no, I'm not happy about George Floyd. I'm not happy that Derek Chauvin is going to jail. And for these people to keep talking this nonsense about how these dudes, people in jail, they gonna get him. This dude will be in protective custody, because what you don't realize, folks, is if you go to jail and you're put in a position in which your life is in jeopardy, your family can sue the state. Think the state of Minnesota gonna get sued twice? No, he's gonna be in protective custody. He's a police officer. Besides that, cops don't go to jail with criminals. They go to jail with other cops. So he'll be in protective custody. That's the way it works. And he's not going to do a lot of time. Just like later on, a couple days back, you got a cop show up. It's in the midst of a violent situation. He gets out, obviously with his gun out. Young lady rolls down the hill. She's erratic. She's emotional, and she attacks somebody else and they tell me she has a knife in her hand. She has a knife in her hand. This officer pulls out his gun and shoots this girl in the back 4 times. And as usual, people jump up to defend their oppressor. Well, what was he supposed to do? Let him kill the girl? What if he'd have missed and hit the girl? He called it self-defense. Does anybody fight in your little scenario? Did you factor that in? Had he missed the girl he was shooting at and shot the other sister, what happens if he shoots both of them? Then what? They have non-lethal opportunities, man. Why not, if you're going to get out with a weapon drawn, why not get out with your taser drawn? Especially seeing how we're in the midst of a situation where another lady pretended to have a taser and murdered another brother. So, if you had anything called empathy, if you had any humanity, if you gave any F's about the people who you're policing, you wouldn't want to. I disrespected a friend recently. And I was talking trash. It was fun. I was trying to be funny. And after I heard it, it was disrespectful. I feel bad right now. Me and him, we talked it out. He said, man, get the hell out of here. But I still feel bad. And I'll never do that again in my life. Because I'm going to carry that for the rest of my life. Because that's what happened when you make an egregious mistake. And you don't want to make that kind of, you don't ever want to be put in a position to make a mistake like that. And I kill him? No. I ain't killed Jamal. And he didn't even think he knew where I was coming from. But after I heard it come out my mouth, I felt bad. And I apologized, and I apologized 3 times. Then I called him and apologized. And it turned into a very good conversation about nothing that had to do with what I said. You know. So if I can do that on verbal, a joke, and trash talk, how do you see people get annihilated repeatedly? Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. CNN, you see it. MSNBC, see it. Fox, you see it. ABC, NBC, CBS, GN, see it. Local news, see it. And you don't say, hey, man, I'm going to keep my gun in my holster unless somebody out here with a gun. Because you don't see us as human beings. And folks want to make excuses. Oh, see, it was a violent situation. It was quick. Hey, bruh, you're police. You're a police officer. You know, you're a police officer. You were allegedly trained to deal with these situations. Therefore, at what point do you start dealing with them appropriately? How is it that the dude who shot the AME church, Demar Vesey, our ancestors, Demar Vesey's church, the creator of the largest slave revolt, the largest enslaved revolt, excuse me, we were not slaves. I keep making that mistake. The largest enslaved revolt in the history of the United States, 3,800 people, they killed them, of course. You know, the anniversary of that church, he go and shoot up, the day before the anniversary of that church, he go up and shoot up the choir. He comes in unscathed. And then this dude, Kyle Rittenhauser, just up the road from here, he leaves the state of Illinois with an AR-15 and goes shoot 2 men. And he gets apprehended. Nobody's scared. You're not scared to apprehend people who've shot weapons and destroyed people. Shot 2 white men, shot 8 black people. Then in Atlanta, dude going to 3 separate establishments, killed 6 people. Then the 7th person he shoots is a Latino brother who walking out of a store, and he gets apprehended. Dude in Denver, he gets apprehended. Dude in Texas gets apprehended. But we show up on the news, shot and die. How's that possible? And how are you saying I don't know, man. Even our man, the homie Willie D even was like, hey, man, that was a bad situation. Nah, bruh. Nah, Will. Got mad love for you, brother. Respect the hell out you. But I don't disagree with it. And I ain't on here, oh, man, that man, Willie D. Nope. You ain't gonna give me bad, say one bad word about Will. But I just vehemently disagree with the brother Will. I disagree with you, Will, and it's cool. You still dope. I'm still support your channel. I'm still showing you love every chance I get. But I disagree, brother. No sirree, Bob. Period. But, you know, we entitled to these things, man. We are entitled to these things. But we got to figure this out. We got to stop buying into the destruction of our community. We have to start putting ourselves in situations to whereas when you attack us, we attack back. Now, am I asking us to rally and destroy things? No, I'm not asking nothing. But I am asking us to rally in another way. And that way is this. Every time something happens to somebody in our community, take some of your money back. I already asked us to not support black businesses on the 7th, the 17th, and the 27th of each month. I asked that. But every time somebody gets attacked and we get mistreated, remove your money from Nike, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Hennessy, the beer companies. We just going to keep withdrawing our money every time y'all hurt us. And to the point where y'all going to be coming to us like, oh, what's going on? Oh, man, they going to lean in and you're going to get the people to talk about, well, people who work there that look like us might lose their jobs. No, they won't. They'll just be missing a lot of money. Start looking for black-owned grocery stores. Black-owned everything, man. See, because all this kumbaya and people not understanding and people coming up with excuses for us being destroyed, why get mad and argue with that person? That person is who he is. 25, 35, 45, 55, 65 years old. If they know how to look at us in a negative fashion, then it is what it is. Period. It is what it is. Period. Because we need to be organized and revolt from this, man. Enough of this arguing and hoping and wishing and praying and all this nonsense, because we're not going to do that anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. I ain't marching nowhere. My nephew put it on Facebook. What's all this marching going to do? I ain't marching. I've never marched, and I don't knock nobody that march, but I'm going to march away from your stuff. Period. We need to start wearing jeans. Those Levi's, The Guess jeans, True Religion, Get some jeans. Because at the end of the day, tailor-made, off the rack. Look. A lot of y'all are movie buffs, I'm assuming. I'm a movie buff. It's a movie called Hoodlums. And this is scene with Andy Garcia and our brother Lawrence Fishburne. They're in the back of a car. He Lucky Luciano. He the brother Bumpy Johnson. And they start talking about Dust Schultz buying his clothes off the rack. And they both said, well, if you don't know, you don't know. The reason I brought that up is this. If you really think you sharp and you killing it and you doing this and doing that, designer clothes is where you go. You get clothes that only you have. You get you a seamstress. If you want to spend a lot, if you got $700, $300, $400 for a pair of jeans, find you a tailor, a black tailor. You know how y'all go get those prime dresses made every year? For the longest, we went and got prime dresses made. Just imagine if we start having tailors make our own clothes to fit us perfectly. How would that look? Everybody walking around with tailor-made clothes. If you really want to style out and look like you own something, ooh, that fits you perfectly. Where you get those from? Oh, Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson made these for me. You want to look real good at work? Go to Miss Jackson and have her make you 5 work outfits. And then when you get paid again, have her make you 5 more. Get to the point where Miss Jackson has to teach her granddaughter how to do it. or her grandson how to do it, or her daughter how to do it. And now they got a business. And we ain't going to Marshalls and TJ Maxx and Macy's and all those places anymore. Because if y'all don't want to, if we not human, don't take our inhuman money either. They ain't gonna miss the money. They gonna miss a little, but our community gets bigger and stronger. Just like how many of y'all like looking good? How many of y'all get white folks to do y'all hair? None. So treat the fashion the same way. You know how good you would look in a tailor-made suit? You know how good you would look in a tailor-made blouse, tailor-made pair of slacks, tailor-made shirt? You all know somebody, who knows somebody who can make clothes. Have them make you 5 work outfits. If you work in the industrial world, how to make you some dungarees. If you like me that's primarily casual, we need to start doing that, man. That's what you do. And then you start organizing. Black Votes Matter, get behind those things, and you get people to stop these laws. Because guess what? Next year, 2022, is a very important election year, because when you get these laws enacted, so you can run somebody over in your car if they in a riot, which is a code, which is a dog whistle for a protest. Y'all better stop it, man. When you got judges like this judge in Minnesota who rolling with Derek Chauvin, so he not gonna throw the book at him, he could be voted out too. I'm telling y'all, man, these people ain't playing. This white nationalism is for real, man. These hate mongers are for real. They're demons. They're demons. Another thing, I'm gonna put this in the chat room, man. If you're struggling with your credit, man, you're a slave. Again, if you're struggling with your credit, you're a slave. It is an organization called Operation Hope. They're in the credit restoration business. They're free. I just put it in the chat room. OperationHope.org. They are in the credit restoration business. So now you have the ability to reach out to them for the free, and they're going to give you means and information so you can get things removed from your credit bureau, which push your credit bureau up. So now you can get loans to open up your businesses and things, or start you a business or get you a home or whatever. I gotta get to sharing this information again. I have to. Y'all ain't here just to hear me talk. I'm trying to help. This is an organization that's trying to help too. Brother running it. The brother that runs it said he has 27 homes. He makes a couple $100 million a year. And he wasn't bragging. He said, I'm not doing this to make no money. I got money. I'm doing this to help my people. So I had to pass it along to you. If it ain't you, you know somebody who don't have good credit. www.operationhope.org. Black-owned institution teaching black people how to get their credit in order. And bam, here you go. DJ Ramal just said it. His daughter has a clothing line. And if you want her to come on the show so she can get some promotion, Ramal, you got my phone number. I'm not joking, man. Arguing and protesting. This is how you protest. Oh, no, I don't want that. I'm cool. Start buying what you need and not what you want. You don't need another Black Friday. Don't go in there on Black Friday. Cyber Monday. Don't go in there. Cyber Small Business Saturday. That's when you go. Seriously. You don't need another 50-inch TV because they're making 60-inch TVs now. I bought this TV right here 10 years ago. I'm going to buy a new TV now, but it still works perfectly. You don't need to get a new TV just because technology has upgraded. Oh, well, this TV don't do that no more. Okay, well, do you see the people on that? Are they in very good color? Yeah, oh, well, I'm good. I'm in HD. I'm good. I'm in HD, I'm good. I don't need 4K or 5K or 10K or whatever K. KKK. That's what it is. They ain't doing you no good. You supporting the people who supporting you being destroyed. That's what you're doing. I need us to just cut it out, knock it off, man. We playing, y'all. Now we don't need to play no more. And what I'm going to do is close the show out with this. There is a popular sentiment with younger people, because no disrespect to young people, older people got way more sense than this. This foolishness, I see a lot of these young people on Instagram and on Twitter, and I've seen t-shirts. We're not our ancestors. Sign these hands. Do you understand how idiotic that sounds? We're not our ancestors. Sign these hands. You're right, because our ancestors were wildly intelligent. Our ancestors were wildly respectful of their elders and their ancestors. Our ancestors were wildly self-sufficient. And our ancestors are in their graves like a rotisserie. Every time one of you jackasses put on one of those shirts, sign these hands. I guess y'all ain't never read that book, We Shoot Back. I guess y'all ain't never read that book by Brother Chase. That nonviolent stuff will get you killed. Y'all ain't read those books, huh? Because if you did, you'll understand that our ancestors were no punks. Don't be coming at our ancestors like they a bunch of suckers. Who would say that? Do you think everybody loves to represent and talk about how other communities got their act together? Do you think people in other communities would say that about their ancestors, you clowns? This I just put in the chat room. The name of that book and the title of that book and the author of that book. That nonviolent stuff will get you killed. The reason I'm doing that is because I need people to understand these books out here big upping our ancestors and the struggle that they went through. Please. We Shoot Back. It's another book I'm going to put in there, man. Are y'all nuts? You want people who were subjected to all kind of tyranny to get killed so your stupid behind wouldn't even be here? Are you serious? And it was people fighting back. But again, as I stated, mainstream media is designed so you will believe that you wasn't strong enough to fight back, so you won't have the intestinal fortitude to fight back. And you falling for it. How many of y'all Instagramming, Twittering, Facebooking clowns willing to do what Dr. King did? Stand in the face of death threats consistently, 24/7, 365. Stand in the face of death threats like our ancestor Jackie Robinson, like our ancestor. Look, your ancestors were so ready to fight, they shot our ancestor, God rest his soul, Medgar Evers, with an elephant gun from a block away. Because you know why? Because Brother Medgar was a former military person. And Brother Medgar was known to have, as we say in Chicago, had a goddammit on him. He had that thump on him, man. So if you ran up on Medgar Evers talking that nonsense, he was going to lay you down. So while you talking this nonsense, why you think they have mobs in the Red Summer in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because it was more of them. So because they knew if you ain't got those government sanctioned attacks, then when you got the law on your side and the damn sheriff on your side and the police on your side, yeah, black people stand down. But if you just run up on us, duke to duke, you get laid down, man. How do you think that brother Denmark Vesey that's able to open the AME church that still stands today after being killed? How do you think he organized 3,800 people in the slavery revolt? How do you think my cousin Nat Turner was able to do what he was able to do? Yeah. Because we ain't built for no punk stuff. We ain't playing. How you think George Madison was killed by those Aruba sisters? Yeah. George Madison, yeah. It's been rumored that the sisters killed him, poisoned him, because they ain't no punk nowhere in us. So if you stupid enough to wear or purchase one of those shirts, sign these hands, you sound like it should be sign these damn fools. It's too disrespectful, y'all. I ain't for the disrespect. I'm all for the smoke, man. But respect your elders, respect yourself, and respect your history. With that being said, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in to Build for This Network on Spreaker.com and tuning in to Build for This Network on here on YouTube. I'm proud of the ownership of Build for This Network. I ain't never leave. Ever. Everything I do is simulcast on Build for This Network. So if you ain't able to catch it on YouTube, or you don't want to watch it, or you just drive around, use the link with Build for This Network. Subscribe over there so you can get the link. Or continue to come over here when you relax and walk around your crib, mopping your floors or whatever. Listen to me on YouTube. Hit the like button. Thank you. I want to salute Joe Madison. I want to salute Larry Daniels Favor. I want to salute Clay Kane. I want to salute Heather B. I want to salute Karen Hunter. I want to salute Lamont King. I want to salute Reverend Al. I want to salute Zoe Williams. I want to salute my man Ray Grady. I want to salute Corey Holcomb. I want to salute Craig Smith. I want to salute Talib Kweli. I want to salute Willie D. And everybody else who give me inspiration to do the podcast that I do. Please subscribe, share, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit the like button. Continue to support. If you have anything that you want to promote, I'm going to need you to make a small video on your phone with the information to contact you. Reach out to me at Brian D. Williams on Facebook so you can get the information to give it to me. Email me at HRap_B@theendofthebench.com. That's my email address, HRap_B@theendofthebench.com. And I promote your joints. We're going to make this work. I have people all over the country, all over the world supporting me, man. Manchester. Manchester. I got my man in Nigeria. So many people. I ain't got time to go through my Instagram and Twitter. Who be hitting me on the inbox side of the game. Super MC OC, one of the dopest MCs ever. Big ups to O. Big ups to everybody who support me. The people in the chat room. I'm supporting everybody, man. Hit me with your link. I'm coming in, even if I'm busy. I'm gonna listen for a little while. Turn on my iPad, plug it in, and let your show play so you get credit for the listen. Yeah, I'm cheating too. You damn right. If I can't listen, understand. You're gonna get a play from HRap, a whole play, not 2 minutes. Pop in, or I'm just gonna be doing what I'm doing, and then I'm gonna be jamming. I don't really do the chat room thing a whole lot unless I'm being silly and tasty talking, cracking jokes. But I'll be listening. And I'll be playing. I'm supporting my brothers and sisters every day, 7 days a week. I don't go out and kick it. I be in the crib every day. I'm for the mood though. But I'm still at the crib kicking. I ain't trying to go outside and get the boo-boo flu. Shout out to my man D-Craig. He coined that phrase. I made it popular probably with some of the homies, but that's D-Craig joint. But with that being said, man, I want to thank y'all for tuning in, man. And those people I just named, man, those are some entertaining shows. I don't even watch TV hardly no more, man. I'm finna get rid of this cable. Because I don't want to watch the Chicago show. I don't need that. But even with that being said, y'all, man, thank y'all for the support. If I didn't hit your name out, type your name in chat room, I apologize. Please continue to support me. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all already know, dream those dreams, and man up, woman up, live those dreams. It's life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in Technicolor surround sound. Salute to the ancestor Reggie O'Shea, aka Combat Jack. And y'all know how I end every show. Salute my man Craig Fax. And letting y'all know, if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God. God. Like I say. I'm out.